All right, guys, welcome to Take Your Base. I'm your host, Flavo Rihanna, brought to you by Four Corner Sports. All right, guys, so a lot of postponements for the New York Mets, but this is not about the Mets today. Today, I want to talk about the most surprising team, a team that I really didn't have high expectations for, but then are now, it's kind of like a whoa, right? The Boston Red Sox. The Boston Red Sox are officially now leading the AL East. Wow. Who would have thought that? Who would have thought with the season that they had the year before looking terrible, all right? With everything that they've been going through, back in 2018, winning the whole thing, to 2019, not being able to get to the World Series, to 2020, having to deal with the whole Alex Cora fiasco, because he was, in connection with the Houston Astros cheating scandal, where the Boston Red Sox ended up firing him. But in all technicality, it really just ended up becoming that the Red Sox just suspended him, had somebody else take the reins of Alex Cora for a year, fire him, and then bring him back. And now it just shows that Alex Cora is a really good manager, is a good coach, all right? Probably did not need the cheating, to begin with in Houston if he was actually really a part of it. I'm only saying if he was actually really a part of it due to the fact that we don't know, we're not aware, all right? I know there's links with Carlos Beltran being involved with it too, AJ Hinch, the former manager of the Houston Astros. But I will say this is that Boston Red Sox look pretty good. They look like they're the 2018 Boston Red Sox, all right? Yeah, they are missing Mookie Betts, but you know what? Alex Verdugo is doing pretty well, and oh my, JD Martinez. Is this the old JD Martinez? I mean, where did this guy come from, all right? This guy is leading the Red Sox in average, all right? He's tied in home runs with 5. He had a 3 home run game for the Red Sox a couple days ago, all right? More like last week. Leads the Red Sox in RBIs with 16 RBIs. All right. He has an on-base percentage of 440, leading the Red Sox once again. On-base percentage of 440. Has a slugging of 867 and has an on-base percentage of 1.307. Oh my! JD Martinez is carrying the Red Sox, single-handedly. Yes, he's a DH, and maybe, if he's able to continue these numbers, maybe it's possible for him to get an MVP. Normally, they're not going to try to give it to a DH because of the fact that there is no lack of impact on the field. He's only doing something as for, with the bat. And you got players like Mike Trout, who is excellent with the glove, excellent with the bat. So more often than not, yes, he is going to get more chances of getting an MVP over somebody of JD Martinez. Not that I say JD Martinez and Mike Trout belong in the same breath, let alone because Mike Trout is one of those once in a lifetime generation talents. All right, they refer to him as like Mickey, the next as good as Mickey Mantle and this, that, and forward. But JD Martinez, it is putting up some big numbers in Beantown, in Boston, all right? Which I plan on going to Fenway Park sometime this summer, all right? I'll announce it when I do plan on going. But the Red Sox are looking pretty good. Alex Verdugo is looking good. Rafael Devers is doing pretty well. Christian Vasquez, a guy who I felt like, couldn't hit a lick last year, is really putting it on this year, all right? So they're leading the division as of right now. I believe that the standings, if I'm not mistaken, I'm looking at my phone right now. Yeah, they're 9-4 with Toronto as the number 2 seed in the AL East with 6-7. Baltimore, of all teams, Baltimore is 6-8. Tampa 6-8, and the Yankees. Yes, the Yankees are in last place, 5-8. 5 wins, 8 losses. I would have never thought it. You know what? I would have thought it would have been the other way around. Or flip-flop it. Yankees on top. Tampa second. Then Toronto. Then Boston. Then Baltimore. No. You got Boston on top. Toronto as a number 2. The Yankees last. Whoa. What is going on with the AL East? And I just think that, with Boston, producing good numbers, all right? Matt Barnes, shutting it down in the 9th inning, all right? He's becoming a prominent closer. Their run differential is plus 23. So yes, this is not an accident why they're winning so many games. They had a 9-game win streak. They got swept by Baltimore to start the season, all right, which that was an anomaly. And they ended up losing to Minnesota, snapping their 9-game win streak. So it was about to happen. Their win streak was about to be snapped, but they're doing all this without a Chris Sale, who is, from what I've read on reports, is that he is, excelling and he is on target to returning sometime this year, and which I'm very happy to hear that, because when Chris Sale pitches, I mean, he puts on a show, all right? This guy is a reincarnation of, Randy Johnson. This is just Randy Johnson of the late 2010s, early 2020s. But yeah, Chris Sale, I'm hearing that he might be able to come back, and the Boston Red Sox are looking phenomenal, guys. Phenomenal. I mean, like I said, Matt Barnes holding it down. You got Nathan Eovaldi. You got Adam Ottavino. What's it called? Martin Perez. Plus Kevin Plawecki. Yes, Kevin Plawecki is doing, decent in Boston. So I'm happy to hear Boston is doing, well. I kind of love when these blue blood teams, do really well. When the Yankees, the Red Sox, when they do well, it brings a lot of good ratings for baseball. I know baseball, the numbers for baseball over the years, the ratings have been diminishing little by little. I feel like baseball is slowly but surely trying to get more fans involved. And I think the one way they could get them involved is like, hey, bring back that rivalry back. I mean, if Boston's going to be doing well, I imagine the Yankees are going to do really well too. Because I can't imagine the Yankees being a bottom tier team in the AL East. I say that about Baltimore. I don't say that about the Yankees. I think the Yankees will get it together. But if Boston and the Yankees are able to, excel in that division, I think it's going to bring, a lot more fans. But yeah, this is great for Boston. This is great for the AL East. This is great for baseball. Verdugo's is looking good so far. It doesn't. I mean, even though Verdugo's was the main component for that Mookie Betts trade, it's looking like he knows what he's doing. And JD Martinez, Hunter Renfroe holding it down in the outfield along with Verdugo. Christian Arroyo's been having a really hot bat. All right, I mean, when I mean a really hot bat, this guy's been on fire. It's almost hard to get him out. He has a 313 average. And in 32 at bats, I mean, he's doing pretty well. He's doing pretty well, guys. I'm looking forward to seeing what is going to happen next. I mean, the Red Sox were supposed to play today. They had to postpone it because of inclement weather. They were supposed to face the White Sox. White Sox this past week ended up getting a no-hitter, which, in my opinion, that was all BS. All right, because I can't remember his name. Roberto Perez from the Cleveland Indians. He should have moved his foot out of the way. He really should have. But, Carlos Rodon was a shoelace away from getting a perfect game. But Roberto Perez refused to move his foot and costing him the perfect game. But at least they got the no-hitter. So the White Sox, were able to celebrate on that. I was looking forward to this. I was really looking forward to this, big bopper of a showdown between, Jose Abreu and the crew, along with Yerman Mercedes versus, JD Martinez and the Boston Red Sox and Alex Verdugo. It was supposed to go down. But, Boston's going to end up playing a doubleheader, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, on Sunday. Tomorrow's matchup is going to be Pivetta versus Cease. And the doubleheader is going to be Martin Perez versus Dallas Keuchel, which I'm excited for. That's to be a great match. The two lefties going at it. I favor Keuchel in that one. But Keuchel needs to get, better with trying to accumulate more ground balls instead of lifting the ball up in the air. And nothing announced for the second game of the doubleheader for the Red Sox. But yeah, guys, the Red Sox look, promising. If I had to take a real good guess on what's, the end point for the Red Sox, if they're able to sustain all this, I do see that they are most likely a wild card team. I'm not going to give them the AL East division. I'm going to give that to the Yankees or the Rays. I think the wild card is going to come out of the AL East, both sides, all right? Because the AL Central, I think the White Sox hold it down. I think the Twins are not going to be able to hold it. Cleveland, don't see that. I think Kansas City is a super anomaly because of the fact that, yes, they are 7-4. And maybe I should have put them as the surprise team of the majors as of right now. but I just don't see it happening. I really do feel like Boston has the sustainability to carry this momentum throughout the whole 162 season, as opposed to the Kansas City Royals. I think the Kansas City Royals, I think this is just, like an April Fool's joke. Yes, they are, 7-4, but, by May, June, July, we'll be able to really see who is, the Kansas City Royals. Red Sox, I think they have a better chance of holding on to some type of momentum like this, as opposed to the Kansas City Royals. Plus the Mariners, them leading the what's it called, the AL West. I don't see that happening, throughout the whole 162. I think Houston grabs onto the throne of the AL West. But yeah, Mariners are 8-5, Angels 7-5, Houston 6-6. Yeah, I just don't see that. The only thing accurate from the AL West is that Texas is in last place once again, because Texas can't do anything right outside of selling out a ballpark on opening day. But yeah, guys, that's all. All right, Red Sox, surprise team as of right now, this early into the season. JD Martinez looks like he's a front runner for an MVP title, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, guys, until then, I'm Flavo Rihanna. Thank you for tuning in to Take Your Base, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace, guys, and have a good one.